I am here with Max. We're about to review his footage from the last laughter party. Max, any context you want to give us before we sort of delve into this review?
I guess the only context I would give is that this was, I guess, the first time properly doing like the whole set. Like I toyed around with the set, different parts of it, because this was the first time I was able to actually do everything. Felt pretty good for the first time doing it, but there's definitely things that I noticed. I'm curious to see what you'll catch as well.
Yeah, just spoiler alerts for everyone. But the beginning's a little slow, but there are a lot of very sophisticated moves you make that I don't know if you would have made them 6 months ago. And I was like, oh, like hell yeah! And and they're things that you might be like, oh, that's small and significant. But to me, I'm like, yeah, that shows so much growth. And I'll show when we get to them, and hopefully you agree with me. But if you don't, I don't care. Let's get to it.
Yeah. Laughter party, what's good? As you heard, my name is Max, and
okay, yeah. So once again, I always like to just stop after just the opening, just the initial walk-in. How do you feel about your sort of like, hey, here I am moment?
I feel good about it.
Yeah, so one thing I'm trying to work on my own opening moment is to make sure that we reward the audience for making noise because we want them to continue to make noise, and we don't want to start them off by training like, this is about me talking. I think we do a great job of like letting them applaud, and then we say like, laughter party, what's good? And we wait for reactions. I do wish we connected with the audience. We took a moment away from the audience to put Cup down and get Mike. I do wish that we connected with the audience before we do anything else, so that they know that they are most important more than anything else.
yeah.
So yeah, which is like a positive reinforcement of what just happened, and it's not like a shut up. It's like, yeah, I'm feeling you guys, and then follow up. Yeah, look at that. We got a mini applause break just by saying yeah. They reignited their beginning laugh. Great, and it's training them in the good direction that we want to train them. Absolutely love that. And it's just literally all we've done is say one word.
As you heard, my
So yeah, laughter party, what's good? We let them woo, but we don't do any sort of even nonverbal response to that. So that's a little watch out. We sort of launch into like starting. Overall, we have trained the audience in the right direction right up top, which is very good. That when we start talking, that the audience knows how the next however many minutes are going to go. So I do love that.
My name is Max.
Cool.
And that's not short for Maximilian or Maxwell or MaxiPad. It's just Max. I think my parents knew when I was born. They looked at me. They were like, 3 letters. It's enough.
So how do we feel about max to 3 letters? It's enough.
It's a bit weak. Got a couple chuckles. The
Where-
MaxiPad laughs, the special, the 3 letters, that whole part didn't really resonate.
So yes, I think as far as the 3 letters, why it might be two reasons in this iteration. One, the technical element of playing with the mic happened to coincide with the end of the joke. So it's like, oh shit, is everything okay? And then I don't know your full anger. Like my parents are like 3 letters, that's enough. Why? Because you're short, because you're lazy, because you're this, because you're that. I don't know what you mean by that, so I'm confused. I'm not relieved of tension. I have a question in my mind, which I think is why we don't get a fulfilled laugh for that. If I knew why you only got 3 letters and that's enough, then I think that joke lands.
That makes sense, yeah, because I don't get the reaction I thought. Because I guess in my head that was, oh yeah, because he's stupid, but that's not.
Gotcha.
It's not
it's like my parents thought I was gonna be stupid. They didn't think I could have multisyllabic words. I'm surprised I said that, and then that might accept the idea of I don't use flabbergasted later. We might be able to not spoil alerts for those in the audience who don't know this full set. But yeah, I do like that if it's the dumbest. Like so they're like Max, 3 letters. Any idiot can say Max, and our son's gonna be an idiot. And I think we get that.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
They were right. I was a special boy. Now I'm a special man.
And then of course, because we don't understand the baseline joke, we are still confused on the follow-up. So these, I think, would work if we had laid the foundation.
A little bit of explanation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also Jewish, by the way. Now we know where the Jews are, okay?
Great reaction to the big woo, and then great follow-up line. Love it. Even I don't know whether that was canned or not. It didn't feel canned, so I don't even need to know. Great. Success there.
You guys didn't look surprised by that at all, by the way. I'm just saying. You don't think I could pass for like Dutch, Swedish? No, not with this nose, right? Maybe Italian, at most.
Okay, I like it. You know that you have intrinsically that one side of the audience because your people are there, and so we work on winning over the other side of the audience with our first like audience interaction moment. I like that instinct. I think that was cool. Like that's the great way to go because like you know we hope that our friends won't let us die, but these strangers they don't know us yet. So yeah, let's win them over. Yeah, 100%. I like that instinct.
Maybe Italian.
Yeah, not with this nose, right? Right? Like maybe they are like right, like okay, yeah, but we sort of like just went straight to Italian. That's the moment that we did the full But the first one we did. I rescinded for the first run. The Dutch, Swedish. We were like no, okay. Well, what about not with this nose? Oh yeah, maybe Italian. Like we just need that similar reaction after the not with this nose.
I do have non-Jewish friends. I'm not bragging. To be fair, they don't really brag about me either. Like honestly, I don't know anybody who brags about having a Jewish friend. It's not like we're known for being cool, right? Like name me a cool Jewish celebrity. Anybody? No?
Oh, this woman walked in late. She's only gonna stand in front of the camera for like. Also, we have another angle, but she's gonna stand in front of the camera for like 10 seconds. And I was literally staring daggers at this woman. That of all the places you're gonna stand in the whole fudging crowd is right in front of like the 2 feet that is my camera.
Natalie Portman, she's gorgeous. I wouldn't say she's cool. I'd say at the very most, I would say maybe Drake. He's half Jewish.
One part that I noticed that I wish I would have addressed if I was more present was I heard the Zac Efron and I didn't address it.
What was that? Natalie Portman, she's gorgeous. I wouldn't say she's cool.
Oh yeah, Zac Efron. Yeah, I do hear that.
I heard it.
I'd say
I should have said something, anything. I'd be like, I didn't know Zac Efron is Jewish. I would have been like, Zac Efron's Jewish? Wait, what?
Oh, you want to know what I wish that you responded to? It's about to happen. And
very most, I would say maybe Drake. He's half Jewish.
You literally got a scream from the audience, like, Drake, Canadian, said no one else ever, ma'am.
Right. I didn't even think of that.
Such a big, loud scream that, like, maybe the rest of the audience didn't hear Zac Efron, so they wouldn't necessarily know if we fought, but, like, that scream definitely was heard around the room. But once again, even with all this stuff, I still think you're doing a great job of like Natalie Portman, like, yeah, we validate like Natalie Portman, like, yeah, she's pretty, but like cool. I like that idea about like you're trying to negate my logic by throwing out cool, but I'm agreeing. Thank you for the suggestion. I'm validating it, but also like no, my point still stands. I like that way of dealing with it.
Cool.
So once again, all good things we're doing right here. I think.
But I don't see Drake coming out with any Hanukkah albums. Do you? No, he plays that black card. Rightfully so.
Okay, honestly, even before we move forward with Drake, Drake's Hanukkah album is a very cool, very big premise, and we do nothing else with it. Like, what would the songs be? What would you know what I'm saying? Like, we could live in that world a little bit more, but we're like, no, he doesn't do that. He plays, you know what I'm saying? You used to call me with the Drake, or like whatever you want. Like, you can do all sorts of Drake songs with like, Hanukkah specifics. And really do it out, especially for the people that are already screaming for Drake. We very clearly labeled the premise, so we don't need any more setup to capitalize on it. So it is an easy ad at this point.
No, that's a great pointer. I'm gonna definitely take that for the next time I do this set.
Much cooler minority to be. People love having a black friend.
I mean, the audience's silence. You could have been like, No, we don't. Like you could have played with that silence from the crowd if we wanted to. It's dangerous to play with that silence. So like either way.
Well, there was a part of me that, believe it or not, I was enjoying the silence. Okay. I was enjoying the tension that was being built because I knew I was going to be able to release the tension for them because I felt it. I heard it right away. I did forget one line right over there that to the naked eye they wouldn't have noticed, but I was supposed to say. I brag about my black friend. That's the one. Just that little. I don't know if that would
Yeah.
have added much more, but it would have given a little bit of a relief to that tension that we're feeling now. I forgot it, and I was just like, damn it.
Yeah.
It's a subtle brag, you know? Just slip it into conversation, kind of how I did right now. I'm not just gonna be like my black friend James, that's racist. I have a black friend James to prove that I'm not racist. Come on now. What do you mean? You just gotta.
I do like that. Come on now. And then waiting for the laughter. Like, what do you mean? Like, I do like the timing of that. Whether it's completely scripted or not, we float it with the audience enough so that like it very easily could have been like, come on, what do you mean? Like it could have very easily steamrolled the audience. Instead, we were playing with that ebb and flow. I think in a great way.
Reorder it a little bit. Just reorder it. It's more of like my friend James, who happens to be black, also agrees that doesn't matter what I say after that. See, it's very different.
Part of me, like the comedian in me, is like, oh, specifics are funnier. Kind of wants a something in the meh. But then the part of me that's like not risk tolerant is like anything you say that would have bite there would also be risky to say because you'd be talking for the black voices in the crowd. So it's like I kind of like leaving it like meh.
Right.
But there is a version of like, you know, my black friend would say, but you know, some sort of, you know, what you get it. But I also know that it can be super dangerous. So yeah.
Well, I was thinking of another angle with that one of like instead of my black friend, my friend James, who happens to be black, also agrees. Insert woke comment here, you know, or just something like
you're saying literally say insert
literally
woke comment.
Yeah, insert woke comment here, you know, just
Great.
maybe that would work better versus
maybe we could just like insert virtue signaling so that this lady will actually continue this date here.
right, just something like literal, just like something so like nothing specific but specific in a sense.
I think that might be a way that we get a little bit of the specificity bonus points without the danger of like something that will off-put the audience. So I do like that instinct. Although if we do meh, I kind of want there to be another meh. So like later that night, I was talking to James and he was like meh. You know, so like that is always right. Like I kind of, if we establish that, I do kind of want to reuse it somewhere as another option.
That's good.
It's very different from having a gay friend, because a gay friend you brag about explicitly. Oh, I've been seeing it all month. It looks like show and tell in the city.
I love that line with regard to it being, you know, Pride Month.
It's funny. I thought about that an hour before I got up. I was at the show. I was like, it's Pride Month. I got to give something in the Pride Month. And I was like, that was like an hour before.
It's a great example about like, yeah, we have our jokes, but like they can always be tweaked and twisted a little bit for the given reality of this moment in time or this place. Like, absolutely love that joke.
Come on now. Especially the ladies. Ladies, you love having a gay friend, am I right? Yeah. You ladies, you talk about it like it's an accessory. You'll just be like, look what I picked up from the village. He's so pretty.
I think we do this a few times. You say, you talk about it like you like you talk about an accessory. You'll be like, and then do the voice. I think we can just do like, you talk about it like you have an accessory. No line here. I picked it up from the village, like without that filler sense. It's not needed. Yes. I feel like you can jump right into the act out. And I know that I think there's at least one or two other moments like that. It's not terrible, but I do think it like as far as word of comedy, it punches us up a little bit.
I bring him with me everywhere. He even matches my bag. You should totally get one. Not this one. This one's mine, but get your own. They're awesome. By the way, I'm not gay. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, bro. I saw you give me some googly eyes over there. I'm sorry. And by the way, I'm well aware that being gay is not a choice. Because if it was, well, I would choose it. That would not be a difficult choice to make. Like inviting my friends to see me do this, that's a difficult choice. Choosing to be, thank you.
Oh, so first of all, once again, similar to the show and tell joke, I love the given reality of our friends are there. making the joke about it, explicitly calling it out. Great. Given this show, 100% that audible. And we almost steamrolled that applause break, but we caught ourselves mid steamroll, paused, thanked the applaud break, and got it back. Did we see that?
Yeah, I did. I didn't notice it at the time, but I noticed it now. Yeah.
But once again, that's one of those things that, like, we can have all the theory crafted in our head and know what we should do, but it still takes us reps to, like, get that in our body so that under stress conditions we actually do those things. I think that's a great sign of progress. That, like, yeah, intellectually, I can show anyone a clip of them steamrolling an applause break, and they'll go like, yeah, I should never steamroll an applause break ever again. Cut to 2 more years of them performing steamrolling over applause breaks. Versus we see like the in-game decisions happening of like old habits sort of kicking in of trying to steamroll, like new habit being like no, this is not what we should do, and then course correcting. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
Difficult choice. Choosing to be. Thank you. Choosing to be gay, though, that would be easy. Like, my life would just be so much better off. Like, how do I say this? Gay guys love me. They do. They do. Ladies, you tolerate me. Not the same. But for the gays?
I want to. Gay guys love me. First of all, I love the second they do as a response to the audience applause. The gay guys love me. They do. Ladies tolerate me. They do. Sometimes. Like, I wonder if we could have like something they do.
I'm a snack, yo. And honestly, I don't even know why. I think I know. I think it's because I approve of their lifestyle. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I really do. But
yeah, I like how the yeah I do seemed like a response to that big yeah, which makes it feel like a conversation. So I like that.
I look like their dad that never did. Yeah, I know. I approve of you, sir. I approve of you. I'm just saying, I feel like I'm a gay 9. In my reality, I'm more like a hetero 3. So I ask you, why would I choose to be a 3 if I could be a 9? I was not pointing at you two for any particular reason. I mean, if anything. I'm kidding, you're both 3s. No.
When we first point, we don't point to that guy on the left. We miss the point to them entirely. Just as a technical thing, like watch where our hand points to.
So I ask you, why would I choose to be a 3 if I could be a 9?
See? See where we're pointing way over here. Way over here. Which is fine, but it does make it a little less true when like I was pointing. I'm like, oh, you weren't pointing at me at all.
Yeah, you weren't.
I mean, if anything.
So I think we need to start this, if anything, with strongly locked into our original choices and then move. What we do with this facial gesture is, if anything, you start mid so I don't see the full switch so it doesn't land as hard.
I mean, if anything.
Yeah, see, if anything, we start like here with anything.
Okay.
Instead of, if anything, now we've done
Right.
The audience has seen that we've done a switch instead of, if anything. I get the idea of it, but like, if any, like, I didn't point at you guys for any specific reason. If anything, then they see the full switch happen. It's subtle, but I do think it'll help land harder than like a mid idea of sort of switch.
I'm kidding, you're both 3s.
I think we need more time for. I'm kidding. You're both 3s.
I almost lost a crowd a little bit on that. I know when I was up there, I noticed it. I was like, ooh, maybe that was a little bit too mean.
Yeah, but because we didn't grow the tension for the misdirect, it does kind of say like, oh, my objective here is to mean like, I'm kidding. Of course, you're both 3s. Like if it makes it seem like we're trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, like do the more of the misdirect of like, I'm kidding, you're both 9s, but instead, I'm kidding, you're both 3s. Oh, hey, who am I?
Right.
And this line I didn't understand.
You're in my club.
You're in my. So I love the I'm just messing around, resolve the tension. Then I was potentially just. I like that instinct. I don't really like. if I had to guess, you're in my club, as in like you guys look like I look. We are all.
Well, I was saying I was a hetero 3, but it was too far fetched for the audience to connect that.
Oh, the club of hetero 3s. I
Yeah.
see. I would rather us get in the habit of making those improvised buttons and tie-ups and some of them not landing, rather than us being afraid of some not hitting and to skip some, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yeah.
So as far as like course correcting where we want to be in the future, I'm fine with some of those not landing.
I was told that I'd be considered a bear within the gay community. I guess that's.
Someone literally went, mm-hmm.
Right.
I'd be considered a bear within the gay community. I guess that's because.
Yeah. Oh man, we yeah. I think we could have reacted to that. Like, ooh, a whistle. Is that a?
Yeah.
Is that because I'm a bear? We don't supposed to use whistles on.
I told you I'm a K9.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Because I guess it's because I'm hairy. Well, everywhere but the head. That's how you know God has a sense of humor, by the way. God gave me hair from my toes, worked all the way up, and said, enough. This is where we start. I know. God's a.
Oh, great. First of all, I don't think I heard that joke before. Absolutely love it. I think we could have maybe ridden that of like I said stop. Big applause break that we deserve. Then we said what's the line that we say right after that? We say
This is where we start.
yeah, I think we might be able to come up with more clever things to reignite that laugh after right here. This is where we stop. Something else. I think we could come up with things and like really skipping stone that a little bit more, because I think that joke is like it feels super true. We get to heighten it by invoking a god that is being, but it also feels like, you know, it doesn't. We get to do a big premise, but without it having any sort of egg on our face, because I know exactly where it's coming from. I mean, we might be able to do an opportunity that like, and he said, stop right here. You sir, I had that haircut last year. Watch out! Like we could even do stuff like that from our other bald set, and it would land after that initial big thing.
God is a comedian. I know it. But a bear's a bear.
I think we're going on the same line of like, again, this is only after, because that line wasn't written either of like, God is a comedian, I know it. That was improv. And then like watching it now, I could have easily, again, maybe not. I don't know. You told me, like I was thinking of like, God is a comedian, I know it. Trust me, guys, I live in Florida. There, you know, or just something.
You can
You
do
know
a million.
what I mean?
Like God is a comedian is, especially after what we just did, is such a fertile premise. God is comedian. You could have also done, you know, general realizations about like you will get the perfect Earth until you were born, and then your parents ruined it. Like there's a million other jokes we could do about God. It's such a general phrase that's immediately understood that we could play with that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Badass animal to be compared to. You know, bears are strong, they're fast, they can climb trees. Everything I'm not, but still. What an honor. Ladies, I barely could get a match on Tinder. Yeah, I went there. I did it. And I'm not just on Tinder. Oh, he just got it.
Okay, so it's interesting. I both kind of hate one thing you did, but then also the end bit of this is one of those nuanced, experience moments that I was talking about. So let me see if I can get you the play-by-play for this. So we do something I both love and hate. We say, yeah, I said it, which is sort of a reaction to something someone did, it seems, which does feel good, but then we also seems like we're trying to like shut down the audience a little. We get a teeny, like 2-clap applause break.
What an honor.
One second.
Ladies, I barely could get a match on Tinder. Yeah, I went there. I did it. And I'm not.
Yeah, I don't like the second. I went there. I don't think that I did it. I think that I did it is kind of stifling the audience. But then we do this moment where we're literally looking far stage right. We have locked into starting new material, so we're like very much like in the mode to do next
Just
bit.
on Tinder. Oh, he just.
But we're still flexible enough to notice big laugh, turn to big laugh, realize what happened with big laugh, and relate it back.
Just got it.
And so we get one of the biggest laughs in our set
I'll take it.
by just calling it out and saying, I'll take it. Not that clever, but takes a lot of skill to be fully committed to new bit, but to immediately be able to be like, oh, something's happening in the room, find where it is, connect the dots to what it was reacting to, and then give a line calling it out. Once again, a lot of comedians were just like, no, I've started next bit. I will continue next bit. Especially because our focus also was on the complete other side of the room. I was like, yeah, damn. I don't know if I would have handled that as well as that was handled, that specific moment. So I was like, yeah. I love that moment. I could speak for like hours on just that moment, but I really like that moment. I don't know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think like you said, I felt comfortable with the material because I was trying to get a few sets like in Florida as much as I can before the show. So I think that really helped me just being on the stage, doing the material, getting that stage time. So when that happened, I was like, not like, oh, I need to get to my next bit. Like you said, I was kind of like, oh, this guy just got the joke. And like rewatching it now, I wish even I could be, again, this is just on me being more on that a little bit more would have been fun. A little bit more would have been fun on that guy.
Oh,
you know
we could have played more. Like you just instead of just like once again, we got a big laugh just by literally calling out. You just got the laugh and just like oh, it's okay, which is good. We've released the tension of that big laugh and we've released the tension of like, oh, it's fine. We could have got more of like, should I? Or wait, were you laughing and then do a joke that we did at the beginning? Said, oh, I think he's laughing at I'm a hetero 3, sir. Wait,
right.
Are you still laughing at joke that was the comedian before us? Wait, no, I know what joke you're laughing at. Let there be light. God is a comedian, and you're still laughing at him. Like we could have really emphasized that delayed laugh concept, but I'm an expert improviser, which is why I could do that right now. But you could, right. you can't ever expect. It would be irresponsible of us for us to make canned responses for like that laugh at that moment with that thing. But if you have the improv chops, we can notice that like I can blow out this idea of delayed laugh a little bit more than just touching on it. What I just did now in the comfort of talking on stream, I don't know if necessarily I would always be able to do that on stage. If I'm really in my element, yeah, I could do it, but maybe 20 to 30% of the time in my set, the window would be open for me, and the other, I would be too much, sort of on the train tracks or not able to fully connect with my.
Yeah, and I think it's like what you said, like what I was saying earlier, of just like, as long as I'm comfortable, like if I do this set again, I'll feel even more comfortable to go off the train tracks, to bring it back, to be. To address that a little bit more, whether it was a Zac Efron comment that I heard earlier, or this delayed laughter, or the, ooh, when I say I'm a bear, because I'm like, oh, I know this bit so well that I can bullshit a little bit and then come back to it. Yeah. Because this is my first time doing a full set, that was the tough part.
Yeah. And also it's like, it's hard if you're used to practicing your set in 5-minute increments that like to call this moment back to 6 minutes ago, which you've never done together combined, it's like you never practiced the set with the full working audience memory of the set. So you're not really working on those like long bits. So it's
I was getting laughs in this set that I didn't think were necessarily going to be laughs. And then applaud breaks where we never expect applaud breaks. But like, so like for me, it was just like, all right, try to be present, try to slow down. You feel comfortable with the material, but still watching it back, of course, there's always room for improvement.
But honestly, I'm not just on Tinder. I'm on all the apps: Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, Black People Meet. That's how I met James.
So it felt a little pre-planned reaction, but the timing was good enough where it also still felt like I'm half and half, where I feel like that was real reaction where we slated in the how do you think I met James, or if it was just like wait now you say it. Either way, great. I do think we can maybe have a little bit more of like the how do you think I met James as a direct energy response to the laugh that we get.
Asians mingle, trying to diversify. Farmers only. Words with friends. Uber Pool, Zoom, Airbnb, Ancestry.com. Name it, I'm on it. And here's the thing.
Yeah, so the audience wasn't feeling this as much as the other footage that we got, unfortunately, just because of the certain circumstances that were in the last one. So this might be one of those times that like maybe we cut the list early, or we have some sort of line about like, oh, you guys don't like this side as much as the other side, or whatever. But honestly, they still liked it. They're still laughing throughout. The laughter is just sort of like dying down as we were ramping fully into the bit, which is an idea, but still, yeah, well, that's a nitpick. I could be argued against that too.
It could also be maybe that, like, just watching it back now, it could be maybe I was thinking how I speed it up so they don't have enough time, or maybe it was the right move to speed it up to get it out of there. But also I watched it now and I saw, like, so I say, like, black people meet. How do you think I met James? Ha 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 ha. And then I kind of just go Asians mingle. And I felt like that was just, like, confusing, even to watch it, of just, like, Asians mingle. Trying to diversify. Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck just happened?
It wasn't like I get what when you're saying I'm trying to diversify is like you're trying to get the Asian version of James. I get that as a comedian, that's your angle, but my audience brain is like, no, I'm confused. What do you mean you're trying to diversify? You mean like there is a little bit of unclarity. Like it might be like
for me, like watching it back is maybe after the how do you think I met James is maybe just reminding the audience again. It's like seriously, all the apps. And then just go to the ridiculous ones. Words with friends, Airbnbs.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Farmers only, you know.
So one thing I'll say that there are a few like super professional comedians that like I don't have the right to analyze, but hey, I'll still do it. Like I watched the most recent Chris Rock special, and I was like, he is restating his premise way too many times. Like he'd be like, why do I give my kids popsicles? But there's also this thing in like pop music. The more a song has a chorus, like the more likely it is to be popular because you're like reinforcing that thing. So I do think this is one of those instances when like reframing it after the James aside will allow us to slam back into that as far as like, yes, another chorus. Now we know where we are. Let's play with it. So I love that instinct. Yeah.
I swipe right on everybody. That's right. I don't care what you got going on in your profile. No pictures, no bio, no problem. I swipe right so quick, it looks like I play Fruit Ninja on my phone.
Why don't we do the acting? Why don't we show them? We're just telling them now?
You know what? I don't know, because last time I tried, I did it, and I was like, maybe this time I won't, and just see a different in reaction. Just to see. I was honestly just experimenting with it. I was like, all right, I didn't like, because last time I don't think it got me a big laugh on it, if I recall. And I was kind of like, well, let's see how it works without it and see.
My instinct is like always if we're introducing a bit that we could show, but maybe I'm wrong, and maybe we stay true and not like have a potential egg on our face moment. But okay.
I'm serious. Your hobbies could include stealing from grandma and beating up little kids. You're still getting a like. She's family oriented. See, but I feel like if I was on Grindr, I'd be doing work. You know what I mean? And you may be asking yourselves, Max, why are you so confident that you'd be so much better off as a gay man? Well, I've been to a gay bar once a week. It's New York. Who hasn't been, right? Come on, Playhouse, The Cock, Flaming Saddle Saloon, great on Wednesdays. Hardware, you may see my picture on the wall. The Phoenix, drop my name, you'll get in free. Equinox.
If they applauded this much, you should applaud with how do you think I met my black friend, my black friend James? Like to reiterate, I'm doing a long list. I come through it with James. If you had done that at the end of this Equinox giant laugh, you would have gotten like thunderous standing ovation. Because the audience is used to, okay, he's saying list interrupts with, how do you think I met black friend James? That was funny last time. So not only do we get a big funniest of this lift, but we get funny callback to funny moment that also makes sense because we did the exact same thing in the exact same game before. So the audience is primed to react to that. So this is more improv, but it relates to moments like these in stand-up. Armando Diaz, who started the Magnet Theater, he used to say this about like when you do one scene and then you do like the second beat, it's called, of that scene. If the first beat of it feels like this, then the second beat should feel like this, So if the first beat of this joke game is list, black friend James, the audience is already primed for list, black friend James.
Yeah, that's a great call.
Knows where the cheese is.
And now laughter party.
Yeah, I like that too, but it would still like blah 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 and Black French James blah 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 and now Laughter Party as like a small laugh
Yes.
rounding the button. Yeah, yeah.
Just saying, I've done my research, guys, okay? And can I just say, side note for a second? Gay guys, gay bars I meant to say.
Look, this is a mistake. I love that recovery. I love that recovery because it acknowledged that I made a mistake, but we're still being suave with it. We blaze past it. We don't dwell on it. Yeah, it's a mistake, but everyone's going to flub their language a little bit, and I actually really like this flub. There are a lot of comedians that would be like gay guys, and they wouldn't even realize they made the mistake, and then continue, and then their material would suffer because there's no percent of them that is outside of themselves editing in real time, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's a mistake, but I like the recovery there.
A hidden gem for a straight man. The place is filled with beautiful women and men who want nothing to do with them. Yeah, it's like going to a barbecue with only vegans. That's right, ladies, the secret is out. I'm telling everybody. And gay guys are the best wingmen I've ever seen. Seriously. They will approach any lady with no reservations, because what do they give a fuck? Plus, they know the lady.
I think we might be something like, why do they care? They're not gonna fuck, like, they're not gonna, whatever, they're not, like, some sort of specific line there might get a bigger laugh to that.
Ladies love them. It's like a cheat code. You should see when I'm at a bar with my straight friends. That shit looks like the Discovery Channel. We'll just be in the corner plotting our attack. We'll just be like, all right. See those over there in the back? I'm thinking.
So similar to like the dad or the mom act out, I feel like we're just being in the corner plotting. You could have been like, and you know, live in that moment before getting right to the lines in that moment. Like, okay, yeah, Jane, you go around, and you know, so that we really set it up instead of being focused on getting to the words in this act out.
I agree,
so to speak.
You go first. You're better looking than me. I'm gonna swoop in the other side. I'm a pretty good talker. Before you know it, we'll be doing the dirty. Yeah, I'll talk to her about my crypto investments. Bitches love crypto.
So I feel like this is a little misordered. I'm a real good talker.
Yes.
I'll talk to her about my crypto investments. Soon we'll be doing. Oh, it was originally written that way. Okay, gotcha.
It was I messed it up. And I realized when I said like, and then we'll go back and do the dirty. I'm like, fuck, I didn't say the crypto, and I have that line for later when I told to the girl. I'm like, I have to, and I was like, shit, you know, I'm just gonna throw it in there.
Yeah,
and
that's one of the problems with like well-written material. If something goes up and it's the wrong thing, you're like, fuck, I gotta place it now. I won't be able to harvest it later. Yeah, it'd be like if you didn't say Black Friend James in the beginning, and then you're doing Black People Meet. How do you think I meant my Black Friend James? The audience would be like, what? Oh, okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. If it's written that way,
messed it up, and I was like, okay, I could still salvage it. It won't be as great. What I also noticed is I wish so I messed it up. So I try to salvage it, and I say, all right, I'll talk to her about my crypto investments. I get the laugh, ha 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 ha, and I steamrolled right into the other joke, which nobody heard, which is very simple. It's just like, bitches love crypto, you know. But like nobody hears it. Nobody hears it because the laugh of the crypto.
First. You're better looking than me. I'm gonna swoop in the other side. I'm a pretty good talker.
So this is dangerous, but it is next level. If you notice that the audience reacted big to Discovery, swooped in. Ha! Yeah, I'll swoop in like an eagle getting a fish. I'll get like you could like if there's some big laughs, you can like reiterate something like that and heighten the idea. It's dangerous because it's really resting on improv and that you called the moment right. But it's like if we're talking about like top tier buttons to press, that's one of them. Before you know it, we'll be doing the dirty. Yeah, I'll talk to her about my crypto investments. Bitches love crypto. Yeah. They were mid big laugh. That's another good diagnosis. Like they were mid big. They didn't really hear. Once again, I absolutely love the set. No, not the first 2 minutes. After the first 2 minutes, I absolutely love the set. So everything we're saying could be optimized, but overall, I absolutely love the set. So yeah, we could have done things better, but I just want to reiterate that at this moment. We don't actually do it, by the way. We just sit there for the whole night, just plotting the attack. I'm telling you, man. But not gay men. Oh, there might be something about like once again, it's writing a completely different bit, but like we don't do anything. We just sit there all night plotting, and then we get home and we're like, hey, have I told you guys about my crypto? Something like that about the lonely at home alone aftermath. That's
Right.
similar to what you guys wanted.
Or just like, or even just like going with it of like, we don't do anything about that. Haha, it's just like 2 hours. It's just 2 hours of seeing different girls sitting at the same spot, coming and going, coming. It's the same plan.
Yeah. It's like I got a new plan. Okay, you go in first. You're the attractive one. I'll go talk to her. Bitches love crypto. Yeah. That would be
Got a
getting
new
a second
plan,
reading out
boys.
of it. Yeah, I got a new plan. This time it'll work. Okay. Same plan. Yeah.
Hey man, you got to see them. I've seen it firsthand. I was at a bar recently researching. This one guy comes up to me, he goes to me, "You are not gay," which, first of all, rude. Okay. I'm at a gay bar getting outed for being straight. I asked him, I said, "How do you know I'm not gay?" I think he was insulted by the very question. He looked at me up and down, he goes, "Those shoes, those pants, that shirt, you're straight as an arrow. And everybody knows it." I was like, everybody knows it? There must have been a meeting. I had no idea. But he was cool about it. He goes to me, "So, which girl do you want?" Now that threw me off, because as you already learned, I am not a picky individual. I learned from a young age, you get what you get and you don't get upset. My mom...
Oh, there might be a line like, and my dad really felt that quote. My mom really believed that. She got what she got, and she, I don't know, whatever.
taught me well. I don't know if she was talking about that, but I took the lesson.
Oh yeah, like as a version of. I like this.
Just saying. Before I could even answer him, he already brings over the girl of my dreams. I'm telling you, 10 out of 10. Gorgeous. And he starts throwing out lines I didn't even know were allowed. I'm serious. He goes to her, "Oh my God, I love that dress. It makes your boobs just pop right out. Are they even real?" I was like, bro, I took this out. I was like, dude, you cannot say this shit in 2023. We're about to get Me Too. Relax. She goes, "Oh my God. That's why I bought this dress." And yes, they are real. Would you like to feel them? I couldn't believe it. You have to understand, I'm scared to compliment a lady on anything these days. Like that necklace, that's beautiful. I really do like that necklace. Nice, and that dress, it suits you. I would never say that, ever. I'm scared to say these things.
On that specific joke, I feel like, once again, going back to having to remind the audience, I feel like two things why I don't think I got a big laugh on that part, where I say, I'm scared to compliment a lady on anything these days.
Sure.
So I think, number one, that needed to be a little bit more clear. As a straight man, I am afraid to compliment a lady on anything these days. Like, why am I afraid? I don't think the audience understood that. Like, why am I afraid to compliment a lady? And second, I think I needed to slow down a little bit. Like, I love that necklace. That's a beautiful necklace. No, seriously, that is. I love that. And that dress, like, just slow it down a bit. I feel like I just kind of went like, bat, to get to the, I would never say that.
Yeah. I mean, look. As someone who's done a very similar bit, it's scary. It's scary to compliment the audience and like, what is your reaction? How am I going to deal with this? No, I just want to blaze past this. So like, yeah, I've done exactly the same thing in literally the exact, so yeah.
I'm scared to say these things, but not him. He was a legend. And then he brings me into the conversation after he finishes groping her. She was loving it. I can't even explain. He then goes to...
Yeah, so I can't even explain. I feel like we could have done some line there that would have framed the emotion about seeing him grope her that would have gotten a laugh. I imagine this is just like an improv of trying to like wrap up that idea.
So it was an improv trying to wrap up that idea, and the way it was written, I didn't say, so I had to, again, just had an audible. So I was supposed to, the way it's written, I'm supposed to say, so like, yeah, even me saying like, not this man's a legend, you know, like, and then basically the way it was written, more or less it's supposed to be like, I'm scared to compliment a woman on anything these days, you know, go into the crowd, and then I go, after he finishes groping her, he then goes, "This is Max. He's my bestie." So I was supposed to the grope, and maybe the way I said it is better. I don't know, but the way it's written, I was supposed to say after he finishes groping her, he then brings me into the conversation. But maybe the way I said it was better because it kind of just like threw it in there. So
I do like our dismount on this, which is about to happen.
By the way, this is Max. He's my bestie. You two should totally hook up. Bye.
Yeah, I like this dismount. Just a small walking away.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that's the I couldn't believe it that we've now doubled down on. I see.
But also, I missed a joke over here also because after he goes, "Bye," I'm supposed to say, "I met this man 5 minutes ago.
Oh yeah.
In love with him." Oh, you know what I mean. I wish I could be in love with him. It's a small joke that I did miss. I did miss it though.
I do. Now that you say that, I'm like, oh, I did miss that joke that it wasn't in here. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine as is. I do also like that joke.
I was flabbergasted, and that's not a word I use. No. I start talking to her about my crypto investments.
Yeah, so chat has a suggestion earlier, and I don't know what's correct. I honestly don't. Of whether it's I talked to her about my crypto investments, or I was talking to her about my Dogecoin, my Bitcoin, like you basically like say crypto without saying crypto. I don't know which is better, whether to get more specific and then like let the audience connect the dots, or if we had done the joke the way we just rewrote it, where we do 2 iterations of the plan is always the same, plan number 1, plan number 2, and we do like crypto each time. Then I think this time we don't say crypto a third time. Then I think we do specific. If we don't, I don't know. I honestly don't know which one will work better. But there is an option here where the second time we don't say directly crypto. We say like Dogecoin, Bitcoin. For those of you that are slower in the audience, that's crypto. And maybe we have a button to save it if it doesn't land. But I don't know. I don't fully know.
Okay, it's good.
She walks away. She must have been intimidated. I get it. But honestly, I was feeling kind of bad about it. I'm not going to lie. You know, this was a girl. She was a 10 out of 10. And I screwed it up. But shortly after, some guy offers to buy me a drink. And if I may say so myself, a pretty good-looking man. Yeah, me. I couldn't believe it. But I'm not a tease, you know.
For a second, the way we said that, I thought you meant like a pretty good-looking man. Me. I thought you meant you were the good-looking man, but you meant like a good-looking man bought someone a drink. Me. Like of all the people, he bought me a drink, right?
Right. Yeah.
We could.
That's how it's intended.
Yeah. Maybe we could have been like of all the people he bought me a drink. Me, the bear. You know, it's like a callback to that.
Right.
As an option.
The Jew bear. The Jew bear.
The Jew bear that was swiping on his phone on all the places to all the legend callbacks.
It's his black friend James.
Yeah, I was on the phone with my black friend James, and he was like, just like the whole thing.
I told him, listen, I'm not gay. I appreciate it, but again, like you must have missed a meeting. It's not a big deal. He goes, oh, I know, but just in case you change your mind. That's right. You gotta respect it, right?
I love the that's right responding to the that's right from the audience. Great, love it, absolutely love it.
Respect the game. So I'm back at his place.
So we almost steamrolled. We took a breath in and we were about to start talking and slightly steamroll that applause break, but instead we let it out as a laugh and let the steamroll continue. And I think this is it. We're in a transitional phase where like the new habit is starting to cement, but it's not 100% cemented enough. So like when we're conscious about it, it hits every time. But it's fun. It's fun to watch it slowly take hold. I love once again. This is why I'm like fucking progress. I love that. So like, watch this moment.
That's right. You gotta respect it, right? You gotta respect the game. So I'm back at his place.
We started to form words, but then we just laugh it out because we notice we need a way.
I'm kidding. I didn't go back, but I did take that drink. The Jew in me, I couldn't refuse it. I had to take it.
Yeah, there might have been a line. I mean, I know it was like full on 10 minutes ago, but there might be a line here like, "Yeah, you guys were right," to the crowd that couldn't see you as a Danish or Swedish person. Like, "Yeah, you're right." But that's like, who knows if the audience even remembers that at this point. Just a note to that, just because it's like super next level stuff, and it's more of an improv technique, but it works in stand-up too. So in improv, if we do a scene about bowling, and we do it front stage left, and we want to call back that scene, if we want the audience to implicitly get it sooner, we should call back that scene downstage left. So the new iteration of that joke is literally where the audience learned where it should be. So if we did a callback about like, you guys were right about me being a Jewish, we would just want to step down and to your left where we were when we originally interacted with them. And then that callback would hit harder, just as like as a thing to do with like sort of all callbacks, but I just want to make sure that I've imparted that upon you if I haven't before.
Another guy later that night goes to me, "I want to take you on my yacht to Greece." A yacht.
Oh, there might be something like a yacht. Wow, Greece, meh. Or like a yacht. Wow, Greece. Even when I don't know. There's something funny about like we paused after yacht and then we didn't respond to the Greece part.
I was flabbergasted. That is not a word I use.
Yeah, and once again, I love the energy of like the joke is that is flabbergasted, that, and then the way the audience learned this is I say that is flabbergasted, that is not a word I use. Then when we come back, that is flabbergasted, that is not a word I use. We just do the joke the way the audience learned it, so then it lands. Great.
That one I actually couldn't say yes to. I really couldn't. You don't go on a yacht for free. There's a price to pay, and guys, I wasn't ready. I was not ready to come on that yacht with him. Thank you guys so much. My name is Max.
Okay, a little weird. I mean, like, I know, maybe we expected a bigger applause, but it was a little like, to come on that yacht with him. The guy's like, okay, like, okay, bye.
Yeah, no, I think I need to simmer in that a little bit more. I was just like, come on that yacht with him and just like look at the crowd, maybe just with that awkward silence of like, you get it? Get what I did there?
Oh, yeah, get it? Oh, well, I'll see you guys later. Yeah. And if it doesn't land, it might be time to call back one of the other things that work. Like, get it? No? Oh, I'll see you guys at Equinox later.
You guys are all flabbergasted. I get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Get it? No? Oh, you're all flabbergasted. My name is Max. Thank you so much. Something like that.
Yeah. Great. So before we do just like final overarching buttons on this, I did want to lean into like all the new good habits that we're cementing, and we did sort of have this new style where we were sort of like resting on the mic stand to be comfortable, and I do like that. I don't know if you've sort of like started to practice that while you're doing all the sort of like stuff down in Florida, but the one habit that has not been getting better is like literally like I'll just click to random
when
moments.
I was born, they looked at me. They were like 3 letters. It's
okay,
enough.
no, we do something specific, so we're not swaying.
They were right. I was a special boy.
We're swaying.
Now I'm a special man.
With the mic stand, it doesn't seem as
I'm also
bad.
Jewish, by the way.
Swaying. Let's go over here.
Well, everywhere but the
swaying.
head. That's how you know God has... Well, I've been
we're
to a
swaying.
once.
Let's go 2 minutes later.
You're better looking than me.
Specific physical bit, so we're not swaying.
Swooping the other side.
Okay, great. Let's go right after that.
I'm telling you, guys.
And we're back to
We're not
swaying.
gay men. You guys.
2 minutes later.
I'm telling you, 10 out of 10.
Okay, that's
gorgeous.
Nope, still swaying a little bit.
Throwing out. I can't even explain.
Yeah. So once again, we're making very good progress on a lot of things. So like, hey, whatever. There's only so many things you can actually work on at once. But also, if we find dedicated time to once again, and we have found a sort of like makeshift temporary solution with the mic stand. So we're even getting there on that. But I do want to flag that swaying is still there, but the audience doesn't notice it so much because we were playing with them so much and doing so many other good things that if we hadn't been doing those other good things, then the audience might have had time to been like, wait a minute. But it was the medicine was hidden in the cheese, so to speak. So overall, I know what I want to say about the set. What do you want to say is sort of like overarching watching the set back?
Like I said, overall, I felt good like watching the set. I feel good like about it. Definitely with always room to punch it up, like with many of the comments that we mentioned. I like the fact that I feel like I am trying to make it, like we always talk about, more conversational, less like we're on the train tracks, we gotta stay on the train tracks. Like just like the little things of just like you always tell me where, I don't know, when I'm like, ladies love having a gay friend, right? Just that little like, right? Of getting like, just getting that, checking in with the audience. I'm checking, like you always tell me to do, like check in with the audience. I still think I could slow down my set a bit. Um, like we said, like just certain parts of just like if you know your shit, you're comfortable with it, then you can slow it down and make it even more conversational and you could be more present on unexpected things. But as a whole, I would say I'm happy with the set and definitely looking forward to doing this set again.
Overall, I'm super pleased. We got multiple applause breaks, which on anyone's metric will be a huge success. We had no big egg in our face moments. We had jokes that didn't land, but we didn't have jokes that like didn't land and then like, oh fuck, I guess you guys hate me. Now I have to do super big recovery grind to even get you guys back on, like beginning to be able to laugh again. Some old habits like this were swaying were there, but a lot of new habits are starting to cement. And I was telling this to Patricia because we were working specifically on habit stuff. When I go back and I watch my stand-up sets from like 11 years ago and I cringe at myself, it's not the writing that I'm cringing at. I was a pretty decent writer, not amazing. I was a pretty decent writer 11 years ago. I cringe at the thousands of micro decisions I'm doing wrong about like talking over my applauses, not waiting, going through things. It's all of those things that I wish that I could change when I watch it back. The writing, I'm like, oh yeah, I could perform that same exact words with my new performance, and I'd probably have something I'm happy with. The important things, I definitely think we're getting there. And we once again, there's a few advanced buttons we weren't pressing, but there are some really advanced buttons that we actively pressed with game time decisions, which is a hard thing to do. Once again, incredible set. I love so much about it. If a new comic sent me this set, I would be thoroughly impressed with a lot of the advanced moves that were made. Yeah, there were some teeny flubs, and the beginning was kind of slow, but the beginning was newer material compared to the rest of the material. So there's definitely plenty of 5-minute sections in this that I'd be like, okay, yeah, definitely throw them on whatever festival, whatever lineup I have, and I would be comfortable with this person. And I like that we have flubs that we very adroitly recover from, because as a producer, that shows me that like, okay, something weird happened to him, but he still had an amazing set. So I'm perfectly comfortable with whatever might happen to him on my stage versus the comedians that give you a pristine set, and you're like, is this just a crowd full of 100% their audience? And a real, actual antagonistic audience, they would completely fall on their face and not be able to recover. It's like I sort of like need to see recoveries in some ways. So once again, I like so much about this set. Our good jokes really work really well, and even our bad jokes, we react with the audience and we get out of them and not in a big way. So overall, like I'm super happy to have been able to be a part of this set. I will just say. Hey everyone, if you made it this far, consider giving this video a like or a comment. You can subscribe to this YouTube channel for more stand-up analysis, lessons, and writing, or you can join us live on Twitch every week and help us write our comedy. Check us out. Okay, bye.